I hate sex. How do you feel when I tell you that? Do you feel bad for me? Do you believe me? Do you think I'm being funny? Exaggerating, probably for the sake of a compelling performance? Do you think I just haven't found the right person yet? Do you think I'm just not doing it right? Maybe I'm uptight, maybe I'm damaged. I definitely have daddy issues. And maybe you're not thinking of me at all, because is that your ex's ex in the row ahead of you? Or do you just know that person from a 12-step meeting? Or maybe I've already hit some sort of trigger point for you with my direct style of communication. Some might call it aggressive. And you're dissociating, and that's okay, honey. You come back whenever you feel comfortable, take your time. Or maybe you're feeling especially uncomfortable because you are one of the people in the audience, there's at least one, but maybe more, because my late 20s were very messy, who has had sex with me. And now you're like, what? Well, let me clarify. A more accurate statement would be that I have had a lot of physical contact with human beings that I didn't want to have, and I didn't know how to say I didn't want to have it. There was a moment, or maybe it was a series of sharp realizations, but somewhere back there I made a choice that what I wanted naturally, the kinds of people and the kinds of ways they touch me, that was wrong, and the only way to be safe, the only way to be held, was to lie there. Like my dog, when she thinks I'm angry at her, she just slowly moves her tiny body to the ground and just rolls over. That's what I did. For 15 years. 15 years and 26 people. I counted for the sake of this performance. I don't walk around with my number in my head. But I mean, like, if you do, and like it makes you feel something, that's cool. If it feels good. But if you do and it makes you feel some sort of pain because it's too little or too much to support the image of the kind of human being that you'd like to think of yourself as, well, toss that shit out. Or don't. I mean, like, whatever you want. That's 26 people whose comfort I valued over mine. But I want to be clear, I don't blame any one of the 26. I mean, I blame them for other things, like my first boyfriend, Adam, is the reason why I'm still terrified to have an audible ringtone on my phone, because one time it went off during play practice, and it was the theme to the OC, you know? And he yelled at me and said, "Your phone should be on vibrate, always." But no, this sex thing is not about them. I mean, let's contextualize this for a bit. My sexual awakening was scheduled to happen in the early 2000s. Like, I was literally listening to Justin Timberlake's Cry Me a River when I got my period for the first time. And yes, the symbolism still overwhelms me to this day. Given the media that I was consuming in the early 2000s, I taught myself that sex was meant to be like the Britney Spears Slave For You music video, you know, where she's like all sweaty and she's dancing with her underwear on the outside of her pants, and like, isn't there a snake? But also I was like supposed to be like, have zero desire, like a helpless Disney princess, because someday my prince would come and I'd kind of just have to let him fuck me and like it, but not like it too much. So, I mean, as you can see, this is hardly a recipe for a sane sexual empowerment. And my strategy, that girl's strategy, the strategy of a pre-teenager was, she just so wanted to be normal. She wanted dancing with her underwear on the outside of her pants with a snake, waiting for the prince to be her thing. She so wanted that. Her strategy was dishonesty. To say yes when she meant no. To outsource all of her desires to you and yours, because you probably knew what was good, right? You weren't like me, you weren't fucked up. I'll just do what you want to do. I'll do what you're doing. And as it turns out, I thought that when I came out, that it would be different. And it wasn't. I thought that gross boys were the problem, and women that I had been so afraid to love, they were the solution to the problem of me. But no, because as it turns out, when you ignore your body for that many years and you give it things it was never asking for, it turns out that when you lie about what feels good for that many years, that's damage done. But damage can be healed. But it's not the people you're sleeping with that will heal you. I am switching off the best ideas of a 13-year-old who I let run the most tender part of my life for far too long. I am tossing out her fear-based, media-fueled coping strategy way past its expiration, and I'm learning to tell the truth. Oh, here's one. It turns out that I was lying to you when I said that I hate sex. And I was exaggerating for the sake of a compelling performance. I don't hate sex. I don't hate them. I don't hate me. I don't even hate Brittany and her underwear and the snake. The truth is, thank you.